Welcome back to your latest industry news, with Qantas launching new routes, and also a bit of a sad development, but also exciting to a certain extent. Why not begin there? Qantas's regional division of QantasLink is preparing to farewell an iconic single-aisle jet in the form of the 717. The airline has been transitioning for some time now to the more modern and efficient A220, this aircraft being ordered explicitly to replace that 717 fleet. That replacement effort will become a reality as the airline prepares to retire the 717 pretty much any moment now. At the time of recording, the last flight is scheduled for October 26 local time, that is subject to change. The retirement marks the end of an iconic era for a plane that has flown the flag for Australia for some time. However, Qantas as a group is looking to advance, and greater emphasis is being placed on being more efficient with your flying. So as a result, aircraft such as the 717, no matter how iconic and no matter how much I love to see flying, are no longer considered necessary, with more optimal replacements entering the equation. And why I say it's somber but exciting is because this is always going to happen. Trust me, one day we're going to be saying goodbye to the A220, and while many of us will have an affection towards the 717 just because it is the T-tail and looks superb, when one door closes, another one opens. That's because the A220 is the future, and it's everything Qantas wants for its regional division, with the capabilities of this plane far exceeding what the 717 offers them, and I'll touch on that a little bit later on. While the 717 has proved to be a little pocket rocket for some time and reliable, continued technological advancements have meant that new endeavours far exceed their predecessors, which is what you want. That's what you want for a new aircraft type. You don't want it to be the exact same, you want it to truly be an upgrade worthwhile. Qantas executives, when actually discussing the A220 purchase some time ago, stated that the jet offered them new opportunities for connectivity, and these opportunities would be thanks to the A220's ability to fly between any two locations within Australia. That's huge. The A220, which is now being delivered more rapidly following the entry into service of another unit, will play an integral role for decades to come. Qantas configures its A220s in two classes, with 10 business class seats in a 2-2 configuration, and the remainder of the airplane comprises of 127 seats in economy, a 2-3 configuration. The flag carrier has chosen this configuration, which seats to confirm 137, to cater to two types of demographic for its regional services, whether this be leisure or business travel, and those 10 business class seats really is a testament to what they're trying to do. The A220 is home to the largest windows on a single-aisle aircraft, and Qantas says the cabin has more space. It's highlighted through roughly 20% more in your overhead locker compartment, making it easier to bring carry-on items, which I would argue was appreciated on a regional service. Trust me, I've flown with Air Canada Express throughout Quebec on planes that you cannot even fit a jacket in the overhead locker, and they're not the greatest experience. You don't need me to tell you that again, though. The improvements are to be expected, like I said. The 717 has been served for some time, but it will be sorely missed, and it's time to move on. From an efficiency standpoint, the A220 is a leader in its class. Qantas says the noise footprint will be reduced by some 50%, and carbon emissions will also be reduced by 25% per seat compared to the outgoing 717. And in what is a really all Qantas themed video, I want to take a look at an announcement they made regarding expansion efforts. They will add a staggering 220,000 seats to their international network with new aircraft and new routes. However, one of the biggest announcements, and continuing on from why I said the A220 is offering them something different, is they'll begin operating this type internationally. In March 2025, they've announced under their QantasLink division that it will debut flying between Darwin and Singapore Changi. The A220 will operate 5 weekly flights, offering over 70,000 seats yearly between the two markets, and this is a significant increase, but also a great opportunity for added connectivity to the country's top end. Furthermore, with the delivery of the first 4 A220s, the replacement efforts are well underway for the 717. Seoul flights are also going to be changing. From mid-2025, Qantas has announced that its flying schedule to Incheon will change in response to demand, but it also believes it needs to optimize its assets better. So as a result, Qantas will cease flying on the Sydney to Seoul network. However, thanks to its low-cost division of Jetstar, the presence will not totally disappear from this market. Qantas Group says that Jetstar will increase the number of flights between Sydney and Seoul to basically manage, with an increase on the 4 flights to daily. Eventually, this move will actually add more seats overall, with the group's low-cost division serving the market rather than both. That'll free up a Qantas mainline aircraft. The United States will also see some increases, with 13% growth in the future. That'll also equate to 30% more premium seats across long-haul flights. The groundbreaking development is Qantas will return its remaining A380s to service in 2025, aiming to ease pressures on existing wide-body jets, while also complementing planes such as the 787. From February 6, Melbourne to Dallas flights will increase from 3 to 4 every week. Meanwhile, the number of flights from Sydney to New York, which operate via Auckland, will be reduced by 1, and you'll also see the return of the 787 to Brisbane on the 11th of August. It will be deployed between the Queensland City and Los Angeles. Lastly, from the 11th of August also, Qantas will resume A380 flights between Sydney and Dallas for the first time since the global pandemic. The airline will basically operate daily flights, and throughout the week will offer a mix between the 380 and the 787. Lastly, Qantas says the 787 will be introduced on a route for the first time between Brisbane and Auckland. This will complement 737 and A330 flights, meaning a 40% increase in the premium seating per year. This change also coming into effect from the 11th of August. I find it fascinating to see developments such as these with regard to the 787, and personally feel that it's going to be a bit of a test for the future. Remember, Qantas will eventually say goodbye to the Airbus A330, and you guessed it, is intending on replacing them with high-capacity 787s. So we'll start to see 787s be deployed on those A330 routes, and that'll be really what the future will look like. There will be other changes such as new routes launched across into the Pacific, as well as the resumption of flights towards Noumea after a temporary suspension. That is going to conclude today's very special update on developments at the Qantas Group. Whether it be the unfortunate end of 717 flights, but a new era beginning, and also some pretty hefty expansion news as Qantas tries to reaffirm itself as a major international airline with a network that is truly connected. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I really do appreciate the support. Take care, be safe, and until next time, I'll see you then.
And we'll fly.